I know you're listening. You're here because something isn't right. Something feels twisted, upside down. Things don't add up. Hello, human. Welcome to our twisted universe. In this episode, we talk about demons, dark entities, and their influence on people in our world with Twitter personality and demon hunter Stacy Blu Ray.
Hi, and welcome to our Twisted Universe. Today, we're going to be talking to Stacy Blu Ray. She is an amazing soul. She's an ancient one, and she's here to share some wisdom with us. Hi, Stacy. Welcome.
Hi, welcome.
Hello. They convinced me to go on camera, even though I'm in my pajamas.
Well, you look beautiful, and we're so happy to have you. I've been following you for a long time now, and you have your finger right on the pulse of what's happening lately. And there's a lot going on with CERN, and people are really concerned. I was wondering, what's your take on CERN from last week?
Yeah, well, supposedly they turned it on after having it off, and they turned it up really high. And it's supposed to be opening up portals to other dimensions. I heard they were going to maybe bring some demons in, but I don't think that happened because a lot of the demons have been cleared. So we've been like fighting them for like years, a couple years, or probably 5 years. I don't know how long this has been going on. I've been aware of it for a couple years, but I know a lot of the really evil demons are gone. So, and we've cleared pretty much the underground. So I don't think any demons came through, but Saturday we did notice a lot of people were feeling hopeless and sad and, you know, just not feeling good. So they did something, put us on a bad timeline. But luckily we were able to get out of it quickly. So it seems like every time evil tries to do something, we're able to stop it and get back on track to where we're kind of like getting our energy back.
Now, do you think that's like people as a collective, or are we getting divine intervention, or is it ET? What do you think's happening?
Well, they're trying to use our energy. So basically, what they're trying to do is why all these Luciferians and deceivers are trying to keep humanity trapped is they need our energy to create for them their, you know, living the king's life, living the high life while we're down here suffering. So the more we suffer, the more energy we put out that they can use negatively or against us. So that's their whole game, is to keep us suffering, you know, and a lot of people are, a lot of us, especially the older ones, we put out a lot more energy, like me and my son, and like John and other of the angels that came from, you know, from the beginning. We're actually here. So all of evil's here, and so is all the good from creation. And we're fighting over humanity's timeline. So it's just a matter of who's going to win.
I don't think everybody is really aware of the seriousness of what we are experiencing these days.
They're not.
No.
They don't. No, they don't. And I can't believe that here's like revelation playing out, and most of humanity is unaware. But I've come to the conclusion that much of humanity was not supposed to be aware. They were just supposed to keep living, spreading light, taking care of their families. They're the ones we're rescuing. They didn't need to be bothered by us. The ones here who are being bothered they were actually searching out the starseed. So they knew how to find us, and then we're trying to corrupt them. And there's been some starseeds who came here long ago to help humanity who've lost their way, and they've joined the dark side. They've become like Luciferian. They're getting money. You know, they're doing the witchcraft. I mean, it's unbelievable to even think of these things that we didn't even think existed. Like it was all just movies, but it's actually reality. And that's what they have us thinking. Everything that's real is fake fantasy, and their fantasy is real. I mean, they're giving us this fake world to live in that we're just supposed to, okay. But it's getting down to where this is what's everybody's thinking. Is Elon Musk good or bad? I think he's a double agent. Evil thinks, I mean, he's their savior. He's going to have the satellites that are going to power up Skynet, which is supposed to power up the new metaverse. So we're in a matrix. They're trying to put us a matrix inside of a matrix so that humanity's trapped forever. So we'll never get out. If this were to happen and go forward, we would be trapped forever.
So I have heard that they're trying to trap souls.
Yeah. Yeah, so they'll kill us. So we'll have no body, and then our souls will be here. I even heard that they were going to remove our light and just have us be dark little demons. I mean, what they're trying to do is what's going to happen really soon is there's going to be the big war, a big fight between evil and darkness, but also then humanity and the good people are going to be brought up and brought out of here. Evil's hoping to take our place at the last minute. They think they're going to like switch with us. They're going to become us and we're going to become them. And we're going to be the ones sealed in the pit and stuck here forever. I don't even know the whole story. I just have put pieces together on my own. But what I have learned, I mean, it's horrifying that, and this is what gets me so mad at all these people who are deceiving, is they know exactly what's going to happen. They think, by them following Lucifer and doing his work, they're going to get rewarded, be rich and, be the next elites and controllers while we get stuck here. So they're hoping to go where we're going to go, which is outside of these, basically the poles are their fake walls. And so is the dome. It wasn't meant to be there. They put the dome on so that our souls, when we pass, do not go, they just get recycled back. So we're kind of stuck here, and they're stuck here too. That's the thing. They're not going anywhere. They think they are, but they're not.
So for somebody who may not be as advanced in this kind of esoteric thought, when you say a dome, you're saying that the world, our Earth, has a dome that will trap souls?
Yeah, so basically we're not on a planet. It's more like a flat realm. It's like a realm, okay? And so there's outside of us there's other lands and levels. And that's where we're going to go. And that's where some of us came from anyway. But yeah, so they put like that glass dome where you see the reflection. It's on top, so it keeps us trapped in here. So we never get to ascend and move on to go to heaven. The heavenly realm, the heaven is just other realms, higher realms, where we, don't have bodies, or we do. The plan here is for us to evolve and elevate up using our own DNA, which is another reason why they wanted to corrupt our DNA so bad, and why they were after the pure bloodlines. And they want to get rid of the angels who protect humanity. And they just want to make this a dark universe. So they're hoping to take over our universe. And there's a lot of the Pleiadians and of course the lizards and just the archons, just the ugliest of the galaxies or whatever, just join together to take over our universe, ruin humanity, and live the high life while we suffer.
So I got two questions. One from a minute ago when you were talking about the battle for humanity's timeline. In the end game of that, so once the battle is over, does the timeline split and those who don't ascend carry on in this timeline, and rest of the people?
Yeah, so what I believe is going to happen is the pure of hearts, or we'll say, hey, we're not perfect, we're human, we make mistakes, but basically we wouldn't do what they do, we wouldn't sell out humanity. So that's the difference between us and them. We're going to elevate out. I don't know if we're going to be on ships or whatever. And then the angels are going to punish the wicked. The most wicked are going to be burning up. We've been throwing them in the central sun where they just kind of burn up anyway. But some of them they just get, they can be deleted from existence. But what's going to happen? Yeah, there is going to be some sort of a split. But so they've created this mess. So they've, pretty well destroyed Gaia, or they've tried to destroy it, but it's corrupted. They created this bad timeline. They're going to get a stay on it. It's going to fold in on itself, and they'll turn into nothing. So a lot of these that are going to stay behind will be nothing soon. They're getting deleted for their deceit. I mean, there's no sense keeping them. They're not coming with us. No, that's their punishment.
So
yeah.
When we talked earlier, you said you're basically a demon hunter, an evil hunter. What what does a day in your life look like for something like that?
You know what? The good thing is a lot of it we don't remember. So I'll remember certain things. Like I remembered one time where I was carrying this box and it was vibrating. It was souls, and I was carrying them through a dark cavern. They started vibrating because they got scared, and I told them to relax. But I almost dropped them, and I hyper sped and I dropped them in a dark cavern. So I'm pretty sure I dropped them in hell. But so apparently I am, and this is, I mean, it's weird to say, but so when you talk of Christ is actually the physical of the creator above. They have hidden that the creator is female. So she looks like me. She has my face, but she's very young. She has a throne, and she actually is the one who is opening up the timelines. I think her sexual energy, but which I guess this will all come out at some point, but her sexual energy gets worked up to where she can bust open timelines. And so she's the one who's doing, well, she's overseeing everything. So when I'm the physical of her here on earth, and which makes it so at night when I'm asleep, I feel like they use my body. Things happen and happen that I don't realize. But a lot of it is we're just leaving our bodies and fighting these evils. I mean, some things we remember, some we don't. I think it's a good thing we don't remember some things because it probably traumatizes us.
It very much does.
Yeah, things I'd like to remember.
But I do remember one time, and so my mother had passed away last year, and she had like a really horrible, she had like some sort of cancer in her neck. It grew fast. It was just the most horrible thing. But one of the last times I seen her, I heard like a demon go, "I'm not leaving." And I was like, "What?" And I was like, "What?" She was like kind of a fanatic religious person, and she would watch those shows, and you know how they say like somebody needs healing on their brain and blah blah blah, and then people would like claim it. Well, you're claiming the opposite, because everything they do is inverted. But so it was a particular demon, and I know it was the one that was attached to her. I was aware of it, and I came to this like tunnel, like this some dreams I remember, and our dreams are actually our spirit selves. So it's our true selves. We're cut off. Here's another thing. We're here, the physical. Across the veil is the spiritual. So that's the other half of us, which we'll be joining when we become one. And it may just be the higher beings, like regular humans don't have that other person, but us who are old do. But I came to like some tunnel, some like metal thing, and I had to just go in it. I didn't know how far it went down, but didn't go down too far, and I came out in a football field, and I somehow just tracked them. But what I think they do is I'll be told the general area where they are, and I have to physically go in there and just kind of like drop down in dimensions and find them. But once I find them, because my light is so high, they get destroyed. So but getting hurt, I woke up, I knew what I was doing, and I woke up and I was in tears, and I'm like, did I get him? And I heard yes. And so we also have, here's another thing that and they might be around here now, is special ops guys. They have these special cameras, and they can go to different dimensions and watch. They can be like, let's just say John Jr.'s in, the East Coast. He can put on these glasses, and he knows where I am, and he can come and be next to me. I don't see him. I can hear them, or I can sense somebody's there. Usually they can watch in the walls. So they are helping us too. They will come around if they feel like, one time I even heard, don't drink because witches are close by. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what? So I quit drinking, but I was like, then I didn't hear from him. And I'm nervous because I know they're coming. And he sent me a photo of what the witch looked like, and she was full of demons. But it's just like, I'm like, I just had to like deal with it. But that was the first time I actually was fighting with something that I was not really aware of, or that I was aware of, knowing it was coming at me. But once it jumped on me, I was super hot, and I was just kind of like battling. I felt like I was going to burn up. I felt like my stomach was going to explode. But once I laid down and fought it, it went away. And after it was gone, I was like, woo! I like battled it, and I heard it was some pretty bad demon. So I know myself physically is still pretty strong, even though I'm not, like the superhero that I am in my spiritual self.
Oh yeah. We've experienced demons ourselves.
Yeah.
More physical actually than spiritual, although I have had some spiritual encounters as well.
There's a strong spiritual component with the physical one too.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's almost like we started thinking like they're everywhere. We started seeing them like people working at 7-Eleven and when you go to the nightclub. And I mean,
oh yeah. Well, that's the thing. And so Jesse he's had some adrenal issues. And so the heat has been hard for him and a couple of things have been gone, but I've had to call 911, and one of the ambulance drivers, I could tell he, like a demon took over him. Like all the firemen were nice and light, you know, just, you can just tell when you can talking to somebody that they're good. But all of a sudden this guy came in and he just looked, he was seething mad because he saw me, he saw Jesse, he saw that there was no way he was going to be able to do anything. And he just had to do his job and go. But yeah, they're definitely everywhere. They're around us. Oh, and sometimes the witches here have been doing rituals on me too. One time I was laying in bed and I felt like hands holding me down, but they're pretty weak. I can, you know, block them off. They haven't tried anything in a long time on me, or if they have, it didn't work. Oh, but I did. So last December, and I thought I heard it was when CERN was turned on, turned off, or whatever. One time I woke up and there was a horned demon in my room wearing a t-shirt. He was muscular. I saw the demon thing. I saw the horns, like a ram. And I turned, yeah, I'm in bed. And so I turned around, but I did my hands really weird. And I told the telepathy, I could tell, and then it got scared and all these like snakes, like thin snakes started going around his head. And then I said, I'll do it. And I guess my hands, but it must've been my higher, can like send some energy pulse and destroy him. But I don't know why I said I'll do it, and I gave him a chance to leave. So yeah. I mean, it's amazing we're still standing. I mean, this is what's great, is we're still here. I mean, for the most part, humanity has been kept safe as a whole. I mean, people have died because of COVID and other things, but for the most part, we're safe.
And you think that's because we're
creator, yeah, we're protected. The creator is keeping us, and we do have beings who are here, you know, that are coming in. So I'm Larian, which is you know, the cat people, and they actually pop in here at night and they'll scan my body and make sure everything's working fine. And you know, I think sometimes if Jesse wakes up, they'll keep him company and talk to him. He seems to remember things more than me. But we have people that are looking after us, making sure we're okay, that we're going to get through this, that we're going to be able to evolve. So yeah. That's so nice. It's at the point I've never doubted, even though it's always looked bleak. I never doubted that we would win, that good would win. But it doesn't appear that way. I mean, all we see now is them winning, but it's going to turn around pretty quick here and fast.
I mean, it seems like it has to come full circle because we're so dark. I mean, how much darker can it get? Because we're there. I mean, it feels like Sodom and Gomorrah.
I don't know. I feel like it's getting close to turning the corner because I'm seeing a little more, seeing or feeling a little more light. Things are kind of turning around. There's just, you know, the world is a big ship and it doesn't turn on a dime. So right. Things kind of you have to be patient.
Well, so they had all these, you know, their voodoo, you know, their obliques or whatever, and they have everything. And you know, the way they built it is to use the energy against us. So we pretty much have to turn that around, you know, retake over the ley lines. And I think we're pretty close to doing that. So once that happens, I mean, the fact that they haven't been able, they keep trying to do stuff and we keep stopping it. They got to realize, and they've tried to escape, they're not going to escape. I think we've shot down a ship too, trying to escape. They're not. They're stuck. I mean, we're stuck here, but they're stuck here. We have a plan to get out, and it's going to happen. They think that they're going to take our place, and we're going to be the ones stuck here. Because there's a timeline. So here's another thing. There is a timeline that Lucifer has where he won, and I get flashbacks of it. And I'm getting a lot of them lately, and it's just seeing the ships in the sky and just the feeling of hopelessness. And maybe that's why the CERN is doing that. It's kind of dredging up these old memories that have been kind of kept down. But so he does have this winning timeline, and that's what he's used to get people on board to say, look, they did it by total manipulation using CERN, using the Anunnaki, I don't even say that right, whatever, they have high tech to control our timelines. And this is what it is. It's a fight for this. Like, this is what's taken so long. You know, they'll set us back this way, then we'll have to go 2 steps forward. And it's just an all-out war. And we're trying to get that separation, which I can't wait for. And you can tell I totally rub it into them all the time. You're going to be nothing. You know, you're a piece of shit, you know, what the heck, you know, there's going to be no mercy for them. And it's sad because some of these people we talk to, maybe, you know, we like them, but they're not good people. They're not going to be around. And it's just the way it is.
I red pilled somebody once, and they were actually mad at me, and they said they were happier before they knew. And I said, I don't think you get a pass for ignorance. What are your thoughts on that?
What do you mean? It's better not to know what's going on?
That person was mad at me because
well, they're like,
oh, you told that? Yeah.
They got red pilled and they were happier, you know, with the blue pill. And they thought, you know, their life would have been just fine staying on the blue pill and not knowing all the truth. And I said to that person, I said, you don't get a pass for ignorance. I mean, we all have the opportunity to see what's in front of us. And I'm just wondering, is that true? Like, if they're willfully ignorant and they have their blinders on and they're not paying attention, and you can see it. I mean, most people have eyes, can see what's going on, and yet they put their blinders on. Does that give them a pass? Do they get a free pass into the 5D, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, just like, because I have so many great people I left in LA, you know, my realtor friends that I miss dearly, and a lot of them are just living. I see them going on vacations and doing stuff. They know enough because they, you know, I've given enough information. I quit pretty much updating just because it seemed like it was being too much for them. I think some people, they're better off not knowing, honestly. And they just can keep living their life, spreading their light, and, you know that they're humans. So yeah, you know what? I quit doing it. Honestly, I quit telling people stuff just because of the fact at this point, it doesn't matter. The people that are in this fight and know are in it 100%. They get to come anyway. They'll get to come anyway. That's the thing. So that's another thing. So they try to say, oh, if your family member's asleep, then you won't see them again. They'll just fade away. No, that's a lie. This is joining families together and generations of family. So I'm hoping to see my grandparents. I know I'll see my mom, but we're going to join generations of family, and we're all going to be together and happy. I mean, I can just imagine what it is, but it's going to change drastically. Our life is going to be like completely different than this right now. And it may be hard for some people to adjust to, I mean, because you're not going to have to work. I mean, you're just going to, I mean, at first we're just going to have to be like, yay, we're free. We're going to be celebrating and happy. Yeah, I would not push people. I would not push people.
I agree. It's too much.
It is. It's overwhelming. I mean, it's overwhelming. I know, and even when I tell people certain things, I know I sound like a crazy person, but it's not crazy. It's the truth. They just have us so programmed to live, you know, to be busy. They want to just keep us busy and sensory overload with all the fake news, and, you know, everything they do is to just keep us occupied. So we don't see what's really going on.
I feel like it's, you know, the saying, once you see, you can't unsee. But if you can't see it, you haven't seen it yet, you can't see it until, you know, at some point, either you do or you don't, you'll see what, you know, what we all see. And then it's like, you see it everywhere. You're aware of it. Until then, you're completely oblivious to its existence.
What was the name of that movie? They Live? Do you remember with the glasses?
So you put on the sunglasses.
didn't
Yeah,
talk
and then
about it from the
then you see monsters and stuff. Yeah, well, there was some sort of blue dye that and it's funny because I actually remember using it, and sometimes I'll get memories of different lifetimes that I've had, and I actually remember looking through the bottle and watching, and you can see if a person has a soul or not. So apparently half the population is soulless, or soulless beings that they just kind of use to, jump in and out. See, like as God, like the creator can jump in my body, can jump in your body, to do what they need to do. So can the evil. So evil can jump in these other bodies. And I mean, that's why it just seems like everything was getting so crazy with just weird, people were getting their heads cut off. I mean, they were trying to like make this normal stuff, like, like shooting up churches, and it's just all fear. But I think when I was almost kidnapped, it was in 2018. That was my wake up. I honestly don't know how I got out of it, but now I know I had high protection and angels. But because I kept trying, and that just made me realize, man, something's not right here. if you can almost stay in a hotel and almost be kidnapped out, and it was the head security guy who was like the spotter and set it up. They planted people in the room next to me. I mean, if this can, and I didn't get it. I didn't get any. I tried to file a police report. They did an investigation. They told me they're not going to give me the results. I need a lawyer. But I'm like, if this can happen, then that's not right. You can't just, kidnap somebody or attempt to kidnap them and nothing happens. Like, just be lucky it didn't happen,
Wow.
Yeah, I even went to the police here because they actually came down and tried it because I wasn't being quiet and I kept making it, I went to the Burbank police because I was almost grabbed, and I go, can you guys like look at the film and see if you can just see these two guys? And the guy goes, what did you do? And I go, and I told him, he goes, what happened? But when I told him I just wasn't being quiet, he was like, why? So a lot of the police, they have to know. I mean, that's another thing. You wonder how many people know what's really going on and they just were quiet about it. Like, oh, but it just seemed like they were kidnapping people, girls left and right, taking them underground for other dimension. I don't know.
That's so scary.
I can only guess, but I think some of the girls were, I think they were taking other dimensions where they were kind of like the sex bots or whatever, where they would, come to your room. Well, here's another thing. I talked to one of the special ops guys who was watching me, told me that he kept having try to get him to work for them, but he said that they would take him to a hotel room and knock him out, and then girls would come, and a couple times he'd have sex with them. I'm like, why would you do that? Yeah, I ended up cutting him off. I got mad. I'm like, why would you have here? We're trying to fight human trafficking. Obviously, these girls are forced to come have sex with you, and you're doing it, and here you're supposed to be protecting me. I don't know. It just kind of made me mad. But that's what I don't know. That's their game. They just using sex and just to corrupt people, money and sex. And it's worked for a lot. It's worked for a lot of people. They fell for it.
Wow.
No, but I just think society was getting. I mean, even now with the inverting and just the corruption and the porn, porns were getting so violent. I mean, they would have a girl and there'd be like 8 guys on her, and they were just abused and made to do that. And I don't know, that just really bothers me all. That's why I can't wait to give them what they deserve. Also, the deceivers who are lying, there's people who want advice, they want to have spiritual, and they're believing this, we're leaving, but then they get half lies and half truths. And I don't know. I just can't wait for everybody. Everybody will get what they deserve,
Do you think it's going to happen like in our lifetime?
Oh yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen this year. Or it's going to happen this month, I hope.
Really?
Anytime. We're to the point now where it's a do or die. There's so many people suffering. Evil's trying to make their move. They're trying to keep us trapped. So what they're hoping is aliens. I just read something yesterday that he said he should have full coverage once he gets approval from someone. I don't know what it is. But his satellites are supposed to power up the new matrix. And this will decide if alien's good or not, because if we get trapped in here, then he was bad, but I'm sure we have a plan to get out of it. But so far, it's not been going the way they planned. They were hoping to have this done in December. In December, they were all, ooh, Lucifer, yay. and this is another thing about evils, they keep celebrating too soon, and so they give themselves away.
That's why I think that things are starting to turn the corner, because you see like the things they try and do that get stopped, and progress on positive, things, good things. It's getting harder for them to operate.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
like they're going to, they're losing. We're gaining the upper hand.
Yeah. Well, and they're doing a lot of sacrificing too. I'll feel it too, just because it'll be a sour in my stomach. But there's one profile I watch him, Fojak, F-O-J-A-K. So he's all into Mr. Poole. I don't know if you heard of Mr. Poole and Mr. Luke, they're opposite. So Poole is kind of like all cryptic and evil and doom and stuff. And then Poole's kind of like positive, or he tries to be. I don't know if he's good yet. At this point, I'm suspicious of everybody. But Poole, so this guy will post stuff and then he says, oh, I guess we're back to sacrificing. So a lot of these people that get kidnapped, and I see it here in Arizona, and it's pissing me off because a lot of mentally disabled people or challenged have gone missing. They'd probably take them and sacrifice them, and do these rituals, and it cannot end any sooner. But I know they were doing it. So another thing they do to me is like I was feeling my eye, like it hurt, but it almost like, I bet they were sacrificing somebody and cutting out the eye, but they were doing it towards me because they're trying to stop me, because I'm one of the powerful ones that can stop them. And so, and this happened on Saturday too. I was just feeling that pain in my eye. And I know that they've done it before. They'll try to, like, they all see, cover the eye. They don't want the eye seeing.
That's
too bad. We're seeing, and you know what? I'm lucky I was able to decipher, and people were saying I was evil and bad just because I was seeing what they were doing and I was calling them out on it. But and that's another thing, they keep trying to have me be the bad person. All right, well, you will see who's bad when the final fight comes. We're going to see who's in front, destroying them. I think I have the whips like Wonder Woman. I know I have some lassos that'll just slice them up. So I keep seeing this in my head. When the angels come out, I see me and I have a helmet, because the special officers already seen our timeline or the final, but it could be different because they keep getting adjusted. But I just keep seeing me coming out front swinging, and just that they'll be like sliced to bits, or demons will be flying. But when we do have that final battle, it'll be over quick, I'm pretty sure. But everybody should be able to see it, and they'll know then, oh, really? I think they're going to see like evil come flying up. They're going to see angels come down. So this is the sky event. If you've heard of the sky event, that it's not, yeah.
No.
So the sky event, so they're trying to make it seem like it'll be like an alien invasion or something.
Like
when they're blue beam, they can't do it with that. There's definitely a lot of ships up there that have been cloaked, and everybody's seen them. But I think what the sky event will be the fight between angels and demons and devils, and then the final split, and then we'll take off and leave, and hopefully leave them here to, have this timeline fold in on itself, and they'll be gone forever.
When you talked about your helmet, we have experienced seeing the armor of God. And I just want to tell some of the viewers, I know it sounds crazy, but the armor of God is real. And when you're doing battle with angels and you're getting angelic help, like Stacy was just describing, it's real. It really is. It's like Thor or Wonder Woman, or it looks superhero-ish. I
look like that. I think Wonder Woman is made for me. I don't know. So I look like Athena. I don't know. My profiles, my nose is what gives me away. I think when they first found me, I actually did DNA, and I saw my business Google. I was getting searched multiple times, and I was scared. I was thinking it was the bad guys, but I think it was the good guys. Going, oh my God. And then I had guys following me, and they were looking at me like I was a god. They were like, oh my God, because they kind of had a vision of, they see how I'm going to look as an angel, and then they see me as the physical. And so they were like, oh. But so I think I look more like Athena, but Isis is a goddess. Isis is the first one I was told I was. And then I kind of just started putting all these other lives together. But we've lived multiple lives. I think I've lived over 1,000 lives, from what I've been told. I know there's been a lot of them, but we were able to be, I was always the queen, was always the queen, and always, having my son. He was, he was King Tut. And then to find out, here's another thing to find out, my mom is actually Nefertiti, which is crazy. But when you have to put these all together, so timelines are just different lives. It's like us and still our family, but on different timelines. So that's what's blowing me away. And sometimes I keep seeing it. I go, no, not again. Like, I'm getting mad. No, I don't want to see this life, but a lot of them have ended in bad, like where I've been, cut from my husband, my son, people die, and I die horribly, like Joan of Arc, burned alive.
Oh boy. That got to give you a little trauma in this life.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? And so I had somebody do my star reading, and it actually shows that I had died violently, and I'm supposed to die violently this life, but it's not going to happen. It would happen if Lucifer's timeline went through, but I don't know. I think they were going to keep me, and I don't know what the plan. But one memory I do have is being scared of this big tall building. I was taken to it, and that's why all these high rises are Lucifer's doing. But yeah, I don't know what their plan was. And they maybe thought I was going to join them too. I think they were just hoping I wouldn't realize who I was, and then I would just follow along and I would join them. Like they're thinking that the light and the dark are joining together and we'll be one big happy family. No, sorry. They need us. We don't need them. And you know what? It's ending. They're done. They're done ciphering our energy, making us suffer. And we just can't wait for it to be over with. Many people can't.
Do you have any words of advice for people that are struggling with what's going on today? And
I just think people we at this point we just need to keep not be sad, be happy, think of the future, think of your past. I think so many people have lost their mom or their dad, and they think of it every day. I mean, it's a big loss. So when I tell people just think of the future, think of joining with your family, being happy, not struggling, not paying bills. I mean, things are just going to be so great. We're not living the way we were meant to.
I agree.
And, yeah, we are going to go to the Garden of Eden. I mean, some of us will go up higher in dimensions, but the main thing is humanity will be safe. Though I think there is going to be a similar realm. It's not going to be too traumatizing for them. It's like Tardia. Have you heard of Tardia? With the free electricity. Yeah, or Tatarian society. If you look it up, you'll see, and they have the statues of the god. They have the statues of the gods there, and Athena too. Athena was the big one because she's the ruler. Look back to my helmet. So it's a helmet with wings too. So when you see an Asian with helmet with wings that's female, you'll know it's me. And that's because I'll be the one in charge. And it's scary because I'll get visions of what's going to happen, and yeah, I'm very powerful. But the good thing is I'm good. I'll never misuse it. Now we're going to have to, make sure this never happens again. We'll be ready next time. If they come again and try to do this, we'll be ready. But I know that I use my mind for a lot. I can drive a ship with my mind. Like, have you seen the Matrix, the Resurrection, the last one at the end, Trinity? Yeah. You notice how she was so powerful? She knocked his jaw off and kicked him and made him back. Like, she was using her mind to do that. So that's the power we have. That's the power of us, the original ones who are the creators of humanity. As far as I know, I'm the one. I kind of have memories of being with somebody, but I don't remember who they were, but it was with somebody, and we were kind of playing, and it was dark, and we were skipping rocks across, and it was kind of fluorescent. So it was like before really anything was here, and it was just kind of dark. Like we were playing and we started creating together. So I don't know the whole story. I'm sure there's others too, I hope I'm not the only. I hope I wasn't the first, but it looks to be that I was one of the very first beings that came into our consciousness, that kind of grew and developed, and but it was all out of love and good, and that's why the evil ones saw that and they took advantage of it. So my higher, I think, is really young, because she's kind of like stuck there, when I don't know, maybe she's always going to be young and beautiful, I don't know, but I just heard she has my face. But she has my face. She probably has longer hair. I don't know. I was kind of got the shit hair. I kind of try to think of these things they took away. I think I'm going to have lighter eyes too, green eyes, or we'll see. But yeah, a lot of us had to be kind of like brought down to keep us hidden. And I'm very surprised they were able to hide me and my son this long, but I'm glad we're here.
So are we.
I know. I don't know if I was one of the last found, but I think they were pretty happy when they did. And I knew it had something to do with Kennedy. So here's another thing. I used to have, so when I was really little, I would have all these crazy dreams of like being in war and swimming in an ocean in a line of men, and like Kennedy things. And I didn't understand them. I remember seeing myself as like an Egyptian older, but supposedly they did put me to sleep, like they put God to sleep or whatever. They put the consciousness to sleep, and it was found in 1969. I was born in 1968. And whatever that did, it kind of like woke up everything. And so all these timelines started like flowing. So I don't know. And that's why the Jack in the Box. Okay, so back to Kennedy. So Jack in the Box. And the thing is, so it was a princess that was found, a Russian princess. And there was some sort of square box in her, but they dug her up and she's like 900 million years old. I'll send you, it's like the princess, I don't even know how to say it. But I think what they did, and it looks like me, I actually posted the photo too. It looks like me now, my eyebrows.
Wow.
But I think what they did was they took me and they put me to sleep, and then they, did time traveled and put me 900 million years under some coal, hoping nobody'd ever find me. But they did find me, and here we are.
So you're living simultaneous lives now, or is it just one, or is it a fractal of your soul and different? It's kind of I'm trying to understand exactly.
Well, it just seemed like at first, like when I was really little, it seemed like I was living multiple lives, and then it kind of whatever simmered down, and I didn't. But somebody told me too that there's also so some of the warriors, they can remember more. And one of them told me, there's like multiple of you and you kind of report to each other. So yeah, she broke us up. So she broke us up so that we could do different things in the astro. I don't feel that I'm living another life right now. It sucks because I feel like I'm stuck here. I'm not happy. I like to be asleep because I feel like I do so much more.
Where I heard that people, well, not people, but angels could break apart and make copies of themselves.
Yeah, so that's probably why. But in the dreams I'm having now, it's like really busy. It seems like I'm helping people and just kind of jumping on different timelines and moving. Here's the thing. So I just did this big move, which I didn't want to do. I've only been here a couple of weeks now, but I was able to do it with everything going on. That's why I'm just so exhausted, but I'm settled in. At least I'm in, I'm good. You know what, if this was the final that I had to get up here, and then here's another thing, nobody can help me. For whatever reason, I have to do this alone. I'm separated from everybody. I can't talk to anybody, like they can't give me advice. So I'm using my mind and like chant, I'll get messages from above and things I'll hear, but I've had to do it all alone. And I've done it. So yep, I did it. They're not going to be able to say I pushed out. They were hoping I would give up. So they were hoping I would give up and I'm tired, and that there'd be some negotiation. But at this point, I've done everything. There's no negotiation. They have nothing to negotiate. No, they're not going to get, so they want to have Tardia. They want to be able to jump time. So in the future, we're going to be able to I don't know where you guys are, Texas or something. Yeah. I could have been there. Like I could be there right now. We'll be able to jump and visit people in different places because we're going to be able to open up timelines and jump in. So they, I don't know if they're able, I think they're doing it right now, but they're going to lose that. And they're not going to get it. Right now, they want to try to keep the timelines and have total control, but they're not going to. They're getting cut off. Did
I tell you that before our show today, my Twitter account was erased?
Oh, yeah. I thought that was weird. Like they probably knew because they wanted to stop us from talking.
Isn't that the weirdest thing?
Persistence, though, and we were able to connect.
It took me almost an hour to get my account back.
You got it back, or you created a new one? You got it back?
I got it back, but yeah, it was just gone. You know, I can check Twitter every single day. Today, when I have an interview with you, I open up Twitter, gone.
Yeah, I was following her on my Twitter account, and she was gone from my following list.
Just gone. And somehow I got it. I don't know. I just a fun fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm sure they probably did it purposely to try to stop us from talking, you know. And well, I don't care. You know, everybody, I'm tired. I'm tired. I actually put this on over my pajamas, but yeah, I just can't wait to finish this. I know we're going to win. I know they're going to go out epically. You know, it's sad that some of them are not going to exist anymore, but they've made their own bed. They're going to have to lie in it. They turned against humanity. You don't do that. That's selfish. They turned against us for selfish reasons, hoping that they were going to, you know, be rich. And this XRP, that's another thing that bothers me. That's Lucifer's coin. We don't need that. You know, there's not going to be the money, you know, or whatever, Wall Street. There's not going to be that where people can make money off of stocks and stuff. That's just their system. So all of their control money system is going. Yeah, free electricity, free water, everything. People are going to be, you know, we're going to be happy, abundance. And see, and I like you guys, so we're going to have fun. So pretty soon, and I imagine we're going to have a lot of music. I love music, so we're going to have a lot of
good music.
Dula, are you saying, it sounds kind of like Nasara? I don't know if that's where you're going.
So we're not getting that. So that's all a lie too. That's all that stuff they were promising, med beds, Nasara, Jasara, that's all just to keep you spinning and waiting for it. But you're just not going to have to worry about money. Everything's going to be fine. You know what? Some of us, we're going back to where we came from. So we've been here a couple, at least 800, maybe 1,000 years. I don't know how long we've been having these cycles and reliving, but a lot of us are going back to we have a home, we have family. So it's not like we're losing this. We're just going to where we really belong. So I mean, I think the best part is being able to be reuniting generations of family. Some of them are already incarnated into families, so they're already there, but a lot of them aren't. And it's just a matter of redoing their timelines. And like some of these actors that said they passed and they're alive, I'm not so sure they didn't pass and that their timeline wasn't corrected. So they're here. I don't know. We'll have to find out.
That's so interesting.
Well, I know.
We'll have you come back on our show. Yeah. We really enjoyed talking to you, and our viewers are just going to love hearing about what you've been up to and your experiences.
Hopefully I made sense. I know there's a lot to say and I'm tired, but hopefully just know we're close to finishing this. Somebody I trust very much said we're almost there. So once we're there, then we're going to go. There's no reason for us to keep staying here and suffering.
Well, I'm definitely ready for the new timeline.
Well, good. Well, thank you for having me.
It was wonderful talking with you.
All right. Take care. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye.